सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Where is Chitra? Oh, there you are. I was looking for you in the back. Come.
Should we over here?
You can give her this mic.
Yeah, I'll give it.
Wherever you want. Sit wherever you want. Chitra will sing and then we will have questions.
Yeah, now I got it.
Yes, fine. It is in every group.
Please mute yourself.
Oh, there we go. See?
It's better for them to repeat, right?
Up to you. Whatever you want to do.
So you want song or bhajan, or do you want to all repeat?
Repeat.
Repeat?
Half of them.
एकदन्तं विनायकं विघ्नहरं भज गजाननम् एकदन्तं विनायकं विघ्नहरं भज गजाननम् एकदन्तं विनायकं एकदन्तं विनायकं विघ्नहरं भज गजाननम् विघ्नहरं भज गजाननम् एकदन्तम् उमासुतम् एकदन्तम् उमासुतम् विघ्नहरं भज गजाननम् विघ्नहरं भज गजाननम् एकदन्तम् उमासुतम् एकदन्तम् उमासुतम् विघ्नहरं भज गजाननम् विघ्नहरं भज गजाननम् मूषिकवाहन गजाननम् मूषिकवाहन गजाननम् मोदकहस्ता गजाननम् मोदकहस्ता गजाननम् मूषिकवाहन गजाननम् मूषिकवाहन गजाननम् मोदकहस्ता गजाननम् मोदकहस्ता गजाननम् एकदन्तं विनायकम् एकदन्तं विनायकम् विघ्नहरं
विघ्नहरं भज गजाननम् चामरकर्ण गजाननम् चामरकर्ण गजाननम् विलम्बितसूत्र गजाननम् विलम्बितसूत्र गजाननम् वामनरूप गजाननम् महेश्वरपुत्र गजाननम् वामनरूप गजाननम् महेश्वरपुत्र गजाननम् विघ्नविनायक गजाननम् पादनमस्ते गजाननम् विघ्नविनायक गजाननम् पादनमस्ते गजाननम् एकदन्तं विनायकम् विघ्नहरं भज गजाननम् एकदन्तं विनायकम् विघ्नहरं भज गजाननम् विघ्नहरं भज गजाननम् विघ्नहरं भज गजाननम् Very nice.
ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः यया अक्षरम अधिगच्छते. Yes. Pramana opens the heart and leads to enlightenment. Is this correct? More or less. Yes, you got the general gist of it. Pramana does open the heart. But Pramana, how does it come? We have to see. It comes in the form of the words. What kind of words? Employed words, heard words of the teacher who is deploying the Shastra in the form of words. That's why the Shastra is still Aparavidya. The aparavidya is converted to paravidya. How? Because of the presence of the words and the presence of the teacher who is activating the words in the form of a lived knowledge that the teacher, he or she, is conveying. That conveyance of this knowledge makes it a dynamic knowledge rather than a static information. Otherwise, the Veda is just a heap of words, information. The information here is, as it were, Iva, converted to knowledge. How? It is converted to knowledge in the form of a thought. The thought is what happens when Brahman is defined, when Brahman is understood as oneself. How? Through a thought, because everything is understood in the form of a thought, is it not? And this thought is called vritti. So how is this thought illumined? The thought is illumined because the mind is illumined by consciousness. Consciousness lights up the mind which borrows the light of consciousness to light itself up in that lit mind, and the lit mind further gives its light to the thoughts called vrittis. So the lit vritti goes from the teacher to the student, and that lit vritti, the vritti that is alive and full of this, not full of, is in the form of this knowledge. What does it do? It spirits away self-ignorance. And that vritti, the thought form, has a name. It's called Brahmakara vritti, or it is called Akhandakara vritti. Akhanda means unbroken. So this unbroken vritti, because the whole is being taught, and the whole cannot be taught because it's not an object, it is you. So the whole is being taught in a unique way as yourself. And what kind of you? The you that previously thought, I wasn't the whole, I'm not the whole, that same person is told, what? You are the whole. And so therefore, this wholeness vritti called Brahmakara vritti, very interesting, because Brahman has no akara, yet it's called Brahmakara vritti. Vritti that takes the shape of Brahman, which is what? Shapeless. That is the shape. Okay? It's like saying the taste of water. What is the taste of water? Tasteless. That is its taste. So same way, the shape of Brahman, which is what? No attributes, no sense organs, no organs of action, not available for other sense organs as well, or organs of actions, not available for grasping, not available for anything, not available for description, not available for definition, not available for anything at all. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, A, and it doesn't mean it cannot be known, B. It does exist because, as I said, that existence is who? You. And it can be known because, thankfully, it need not be objectified to be known. Why? Because as you, this Brahman is self-effulgent, self-revealing I. And so, when this person who thought I'm a Dumbo is told, no, you are Brahman. That which happens in the heart is called Buddhi Vritti, that life-changing Vritti, that takes one from the sickness of Atma Ajnanam to the wellness of knowledge, self-knowledge. That is the Vritti. That Vritti alone is called Paravidya. The Vritti, of course, is, how long does the Vritti last? Not very long. By the time you blink, it is gone. Kshanika Vritti. How can a finite Vritti teach us about the infinite? Because that infinite happens to be you, self-revealing you. That's how it can teach. And so that Vritti, which is in itself finite, it doesn't teach. It spirits away ignorance about the subject, and that when that ignorance is gone, oneself as Brahman, as the glorious Brahman, remains. So that is the idea here.
Swamiji, can I ask for clarification?
Yeah.
So, is it only under this unique circumstance of a Brahmavid, Shrotriya, Akamahat teacher
Yes.
directly giving you that
Yes.
knowledge by words?
Yes.
So that would be a very exclusive circumstance for
No, why?
self-realization.
Why?
So such teachers are rare, and the student has to be mature enough.
Yes, student has to be mature enough. True. And it is true also that Shrotriya, the one who has studied well and is part of an important lineage, and who Brahmanishtha, the one, Nishtha means the one whose preoccupation, whose everything is with what? Brahman alone, that may be rare. But if we can choose between the two, see, we can't really say who is a Brahmanishtha. Only one Brahmanishtha can recognize another Brahmanishtha. So, but we can see who is a Shrotriya, that is available for checkup. Choose the Shrotriya. Don't go for Brahmanishtha. Choose the Shrotriya. Why? Because you are in safe hands. At least the person is not going to distort the Upanishads. They may speak in third person. The Upanishad says you are Brahman and Upanishad says I am Brahman. The person may say, but still it is the correct thing. So choose the Shrotriya. But the thing is to say that, okay, I have to wait for the most ideal, most qualified teacher. I have to wait for Lord Brahmaji to come and teach me, or I need to go to Brahma Loka. One will become loco. Okay. And so therefore, if you choose the Shrotriya, you are in safe hands. Because the person knows how to teach. Because along with the teaching, what is handed over is the way to teach. That is a very important thing. All the questions by one person. Looks like. You have become all this. Eka Jiva Vada. Is there ultimately only one Jiva? No, there is not one Jiva. Because if ultimately there was only one Jiva, then why so many people at the retreat? Only one could have come. Yeah. Could have selected. You could have talked. Whoever is interested, first register, then have a WhatsApp conversation and designate one person to get the knowledge. Why? Then we can just, have we need not study. Somebody else is doing it. Proxy. Proxy, Vedantin by proxy. Why? Because everything is one. And then, if one jiva gets enlightened, then what happens? Everybody is enlightened. This is a sad vada, actually. A very sad vada, which means that no one is enlightened in the universe. What a thing to say. And if no one is enlightened, that means all the teachers are what? Ajnanis. What kind of Shraddha we will have? If we think all our teachers are Ajnanis, where will the Shraddha come from? And if there is no Shraddha, there is no Jnana. Period. And so, this is a very sad vada. And also, logically also, it doesn't make sense. Because where is Ajnanam? Somebody asked Adi Shankara this question. Kutra vartate? Where does this Ajnanam, where is this Ajnanam? And Adi Shankara responded, in your head. Yeah. Where it is recognized, that's where it is. So for the one who is saying, and what is the person saying? I know. What do I know? That I don't know myself. Even there it's an I know which never becomes I don't know. So what is the person saying? I know. And what do you know? That I don't know myself, I know. So ignorance, evident to me. Self, evident to me. Self-ignorance, evident to me. So if the self-ignorance is evident to me, then that means what? It is the ignorance is located where? It's centered on the I. It's located in my antakarana, in my buddhi, it is located. If it has a location, that's where it is. So now, if that is the thing, then the same, so then how many heads are there? How many jivas are there? Countless. But even if we just reduce it to the number of human beings, 8.1 billion jivas, so in every head, the ignorance is customized in that head. Same ignorance. So, the human jiva suffers not only from ajnanam but also a mistake. We have seen this mistake in detail. And what is the mistake? Mistake has a specific word. In the Mandukya Upanishad, it is called anyatha jnanam. So ajnanam doesn't cause problems, really speaking. Dog is also doesn't know. No, must be a spelling mistake in my name. Actually, it should be G-O-D. It doesn't know that. It's fine being what it is. It has no problem being what it is. It has no complexes centered on the self. Oh, that dog has a good pedigree. I am a mongrel. I'm just a bad dog. No. You may say, bad dog, sit down. It still will wag its tail. It has no, no effect on the dog. Then otherwise, strange looking dogs will not come out on the street. I refuse to come out for a walk like that, will say the poodle. You have pruned me to look like a tree. Why should I come out? But it doesn't say that. It goes out. These are all ajnanam. Cat doesn't feel guilty. Oh, I think I've really troubled these people. I should be nicer. It has no such thoughts. Yeah. So only ajnanam is there. But that's not enough to cause sorrow. All the animals put together are 10 times happier than human beings. No, Swamiji, my dog is very depressed. Yeah. Nowadays there are all kinds of people. Dog psychic, dog psychiatrist, dog whisperer. So one such person can come and say, oh, my dog is very, very depressed. Only one question to ask, how long has he been with you? That's the only question to ask. Dog is not depressed. We anthropomorphize all these things. We just, give it, oh, he's looking sad, he's looking happy, she's looking guilty. They have no such thing. They are called muktaha because they don't need this knowledge. Even though I keep getting photos of dogs taking my classes. Swamiji, look, my dog is taking the class. It's not taking the class, it doesn't need the class. Please don't torture the dog. Okay? It is sitting there because you are sitting there. It is sitting next to you. That is all there is. And so, therefore, here we have to be very, very clear that ajnanam by itself cannot cause sorrow. What causes sorrow? Anyatha jnanam. Wrong knowledge causes sorrow. In the human being, Devi Prakriti, Mother Nature, Mother has, Maya, has given complete free will. No programming at all, total self-consciousness, as a result of which there is what? There is the total, the total self-consciousness means the ability to come to wrong conclusions. Free will means I'm free enough to judge myself. And this judgment, being wrong, has to be taken away, has to be spirited away. And in each head is the judgment there or not? Yes. So each head has to get enlightened for itself. Otherwise, if everything is like that, then why should we cook for so many people? Then we have a designated eater. Every day you take turns. Yeah. First of all, there's only one person attending the retreat. They'll eat for all of you. Yeah. Why do you need to cook for so many people? No, not necessary. One person eats, everybody eats. One person is sad, everybody is sad. One person is happy, everybody is happy. That doesn't go like that. So that is because the ajnanam is as it were, it has its locus in the ahankara. The ahankara means the individual jiva. And so therefore, each person should strive towards moksha, their own moksha.
So, Swamiji, just
We'll give some other people also chance. I'm sure
yeah.
they're all
No,
yours
just a
only, maybe.
clarification
We don't
of
know.
this one. So there is no samashti ahankara like mahat. Ahankara
No,
is all
that's
segregated.
different. Samashti ahankara.
Or samashti agyan.
No, there is no samashti ajnana in the sense of this Ishvara, tamas. It's not called ajnana, it's called tamas. Samashti tamas is there, but then that is not called ajnanam. That is part of the universe. If someone, this is a very interesting question. If someone fed up of samsara decides to quote unquote run away and moves towards Vedanta, is this nivritti? We talked about pravritti and what else? Nivritti. So, if I am fed up of samsara, right? I am fed to the teeth with samsara. Sick of samsara, SOS, alright, yeah. SOS has a new meaning now. What does it mean? Sick of samsara. Then I run towards Vedanta. So if I run towards Vedanta, it is what? Pravritti or nivritti? Pravritti, interesting, yeah. And if I run away from samsara, what is it? Nivritti. Now this is a very confusing question. Is it pravritti or is it nivritti? Very, very interesting. I would say it's neither pravritti nor is it nivritti. Why? Because running towards your own nature is not pravritti. How can you run? Because that nature is it away from you? Is Satchidananda away from you? No. Is Brahman away from you? No. So there is no approaching, so to speak. So it cannot be pravritti. Oh, but then running away from samsara, is that nivritti? Can samsara affect Atma? No. So if you are Atma, there is no if. You being Atma, samsara, you are free of the effect of samsara, then why will you run? If you are not affected, you won't run. As though running, as though pravritti, as though nivritti. We say samsara nivaranam, we use that word nivritti. But it's as though. It cannot be real. Same Mandukya Upanishad makes this clear. Sitting in meditation, one feels, so calm. I'm having a great meditation. As soon as you see that means what? It's no longer meditation because it's a distraction. Even the thought, I am meditating very well, is what? Distraction. And then the next thought is, I got distracted, another thought. Dhyayati iva, lelayati iva. As though meditating, as though distracted, as though running towards Vedanta, as though running away from samsara. It's not, there is no need to run. This is the place where all the karmendriyas sit down. They shut up and sit down. That's what we saw in this knowledge. That's what we saw in the first line of our text. So as though, the whole thing is as though, as though, as though, as though, as though. As though I'm sick of samsara, because I can't be sick, I'm free of sickness. Because sickness belongs to what? Prana. And who am I? Prani, Pranin, the one who wields prana. I am. I don't need the prana to be in order to be alive. Body needs the prana to be alive. And what am I? Free of prana in order to wield the prana. So hunger, thirst, sorrow, sickness and all, they are properties of prana. They don't belong to me. It's nice to say that after dinner. Hunger doesn't belong to me. But we grow. We slowly grow into that understanding. What eats is the body. The body, mind, sense complex needs some food. I am free of hunger. Chandogya 8th chapter says, Ya Atma apahata papma. This Atma is free of papa. Vijaraha doesn't grow old. Vimrityuhu is not subject to death and dying. And then Jighatsaha means it is free of hunger. Apipasaha, free of thirst. Atma doesn't need a drink. Oh, I need water. Atma needs water. No. Body, mind, sense complex, crafted from the 5 elements, needs water. Atma, which is uncrafted, has no needs. This is what Vijignyasistavyaha, Tat Anveshtavyaha. This is what has to be looked at. This is what has to be researched into, inquired into. This is Prajapati's speech at the beginning of chapter 8 of Chandogya. So that means what? The Atma is not subject to samsara. So it's not affected by samsara. So why will it run away? Samsara itself is a projection of Atma rather than the other way around. And the Atma doesn't need to run towards Atma because what is it now? Atma. Is anything away from Atma? No. So therefore, as though sick of samsara, as though running away, as though running towards Vedanta. It is just Swaswarupe avasthanam, abiding in the Swarupa of oneself. That is what it is. Then what else? No need for tapas, nididhyasana, meditation through karma kanda, upasana kanda. We have to be clear of the role of tapas, nididhyasana and upasana, meditation. They are all auxiliary means for the gaining of this teaching. Auxiliary means what? Yes, secondary means. The primary means is what? Shravanam. Shravanam, Shravanam, Shravanam. And then what else? More Shravanam. After that, more Shravanam. Shravanam means listening to the knowledge. Because it is indeed only through listening that we can stop the mind from editing, punctuating everything. Otherwise, we'll start correcting the Upanishad. Sa Atma Tattvamasi Shvetaketu. He Shvetaketu, Sa Atma Tat Brahma Tat Sat Sa Atma Tattvamasi. How can I be Tattvamasi? How can I be Brahman? No. Upanishad must have made a mistake. I will put a in front of Tat and say what? Sa Atma Atatvamasi. You are not Brahman. Do you need to be told that? Huh? Does anybody need to be told that? It is our capital. Just like self-ignorance is our capital, this wrong knowledge is also our capital. Nobody needs to be told. And in fact, if the ashram, you have to come to the ashram to discover everything is different from me, then what's the point? You already knew that. So the Upanishad has to tell something. You can't find out any other way. But yet you long for that, and that is what the Upanishad tells. And this has to be listened to. Atmava are shrotavyaha. Tavya means must be done. Yagyavalkya tells his wife Maitreyi when she asks, how do I get this knowledge? For which you are planning to go to the forest, leaving me behind with your cows and saying I'm a very wealthy woman now. So will this wealth give me moksha? And he says, wealth does not give you moksha. Wealth has nothing to do with moksha. Wealth cannot deny you moksha either. Wealth cannot give you moksha. Wealth has nothing to do with moksha. Why? Because you are already yourself. If you are already yourself and you don't know it, like the fellow sitting on the what? Treasure chest in the morning example. So shall we ask this fellow sitting on the treasure chest, please go do some meditation? No. He will suspect, we will be thinking, somebody if they ask, that means they want the treasure chest. When he goes, they will take it away. So, treasure chest means meditation is not going to bring him to the understanding that this is what it is, that I am sitting on what I am looking for is actually already mine. Can we ask them to do some tapas? They won't stand on one leg. No, it's not going to help. The only thing that is going to help is listening to somebody who is not getting anything out of it. That is the idea. Who only for the sake of helping others is teaching. Shanta dantaha vicharanti santaha. Viveka Chudamani says, Vasantavat loka hitam charantaha. Tirna swayam bhima bhavarnamam anyan ahetuna tarayantaha. So these people who are very calm, tranquil, people of tranquil minds, non-reactive bodies are called Shantaha, Dantaha. Vicharanti, they keep moving around, Santaha. These are saintly people. These saints, unsung and perhaps not famous at all, these Mahatmas go on moving in the world only desiring hita. Hita means benefit for humankind, animal kind, for every living being. Like what? Like even the spring. When the spring starts to show the colors, there is no box there. Okay, you pay this and then you look at me. The tree, the cherry tree will not say, you have to pay this. Of course, if the cherry trees are in a private garden, they can charge. People will charge because they feel like they own the tree. But the tree is not going to say, come and, look at me. But here, do you see that? There is a little hundi there, put some money and then look at me. It won't say that. Similarly, these people, without caring for anything except to just delight the world with this knowledge, they just teach out of the compassion. And who are they? Swayam Tirnaha. They have themselves crossed over what? Bhima Bhavarnavam. This terrifying ocean of samsara they have been able to cross. ahetuna, without any hidden motive or even overt motive, anyanapi tarayantaha. They help others also to cross in the same way, without any reason. And so, when teachers are available, then the Shravanam can happen, and this must be listened to. Even though there are very wonderful translations and all available, what are you going to translate means what are you going to read? When you read the Upanishad, the only thing you will get is not enlightenment but a migraine. That's what will happen. If you insist on reading the Upanishad, keep one Tylenol next to you, that's all, and a glass of water, then proceed to read. That is whole, this is whole, the whole came from the whole, and then when you take away the whole from the whole, what remains is a big hole in the head. It's not supposed to be read, because reading means the ahankara, the pramata is alive. Who is this pramata? The knower, the ahankara that is wearing the garb of the knower. It has a role, it has a uniform of the knower. It's an inner police, inner cop ahankara. It whistles, it edits, it cancels out the things that is not in keeping with its own assumptions and notions. If the ahankara is thinking, I am an idiot, and the Upanishad says you are just in your own glory, no, next. This is what it will be. The attitude will not be correct. There is no Shraddha, there is no Bhakti, because the Pramata wants to keep itself alive. The Pramatri, the knower, wants to be all in all. This is not a knowledge that you have to catch. This is a knowledge that has to catch you. You have to allow yourself to be caught. That is why Shravanam is the Mukhya Sadhanam for this knowledge. You have to allow yourself to be caught. This is not something you conquer. You have to allow yourself to be conquered. And so therefore in the listening, what happens, the listening is meant in such a way, the pedagogy of the entire, the gamut of the works of Vedanta operates in such a way that it takes away the ignorance. It takes away the ignorance in a very unique way. By first taking away the pramata. That's what it is. Taking away the pramata when you're not looking. It's just like that, when you don't want the baby to have sugar and it's holding on to the lollipop, it's not giving it. And then what do? You have to distract it. They keep saying it's as easy as taking candy from a baby. Those who say that don't have babies. So, not easy. So, what do you have to do? You have to distract it. You have to say, look at this birdie. Look over here. Look who came. Oh, did you see this toy? Here, I'll give you this. All these things you have to do. And then when it gets fascinated with something else, that candy will automatically drop. Similarly, the penchant for holding on to this knowership, the knowerhood, and the premium that one has invested in acknowledging oneself and validating oneself as the knower has to be given up. So that's why this knowledge happens not because of you, it happens in spite of you. That's what it is. Because willingly, who will give up pramatritvam? No one. Because everybody wants to be a knower. I know, because that gives information is power. So if I have information on the fingertips, I am validated, I'm acknowledged, I'm respected, I'm loved, I'm accepted. So the person thinks. And also it's a form of control. Our approach to the Jagat is in the form of control. So when I know, I can control. Listening to this, Bhagavan laughs. Yes. What can you control? You can't control anything. Can't control emotions, can't manage anger, can't control anything. Can't control the weather. That's why it's called weather, because you don't know whether it's going to be cold or colder. So, this person who thinks that when I have a grip over the universe through these mechanisms, by controlling people, by controlling ideas, by controlling the flow of information, then I will be powerful, then I will be acceptable, then I will be famous, then I will matter, is to be shown all these actually don't matter. So the knowledge steals away, spirits away the pramata when you're not looking. That's what it is. When you're not looking, it steals away the pramatratvam, the no worship. It steals away. There was one sage who was very angry with Lord Vishnu. What was his name? Durvasa. Durvasa means difficult to live with, okay? Literally, that's what it means. And he had a gift. He had a third eye, but in the sole of his foot, he had a third eye which, made him see things which nobody else could see. I'm not very good at all these Puranic stories, so let's just cut to the chase. And he kicks Lord Vishnu in the heart. Kicks him. Kicks Bhagavan. The story goes. And then Lakshmi is there, and what does she do? She holds his foot and says, "Oh, you poor thing. My husband has an iron chest, and your foot must be either broken or in terrible pain, sprain. Let me massage it for you." And his ego is very massaged, so he happily gives the foot. Here, take the foot, massage it. And while massaging it and smilingly at him massaging the foot, what does she do? She gouges out the third eye. He doesn't even notice that it's gone. This is very metaphoric. And that third eye was the eye of pramatritvam, this control, all these things. These are all very metaphoric. And so the pramata has to die, and the pramata, and it's difficult for who? I. Who is the I? Pramata. Because I have identified with the pramata. It's difficult for me as the pramata to commit suicide. That's why we have all these devatas killing off these rakshasas. This is what it is. It's not some kind of a gory tradition where all the asuras are being killed. No. What is this asura? This asura is, you read the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, it's very clear who this asura is. And the asura is the one who is not able to let go of this pramatritva. Only when this no-worship or the status of oneself as knower is let go of, only then the knowledge can take place. So Shravanam is our last and only resort for knowledge, self-knowledge. Shravanam does not produce self-knowledge. Shravanam spirits away the pramata and thereby the self-ignorance. And Brahman being already Satchidananda, that knowledge shines. It was obfuscated or it was veiled, eclipsed by pramata, manta, karta, bhokta. We are just focusing on pramata, but all these other beings are also there. Other statuses, karta, bhokta, all these are there. And the roles, mata, pita, bhrata, all these things. And so Therefore, that has to go. And Shravanam is the only way to gain this knowledge, so to speak. Mananam, Nididhyasanam, they all have roles. If the Shravanam is not blessing me fully, if the knowledge that I have is riddled with some vagueness or doubts, then I need Mananam. Mananam is doubt removal through talking about this to everybody. This is what Mananam is, or to talk to the teacher, or your own mentation. That's what it is. Nididhyasanam is to remove errors in where, not in the knowledge, but in my own behavior. I know I am Brahman, but I am behaving still like the idiot from before the knowledge happened. So that wrong orientation, the habit-based orientations are removed by Nididhyasanam if they are there. So Shravanam is not only the Mukhya Sadhanam, but the Kevala Sadhanam, the only Sadhanam. Other things are pre-Shravanam in order to, they are like cleaning out the ears in order to hear. So what is that? Karma Yoga, all these things, the first portion of the Veda, etc. And then whatever you do post-Shravanam is to rid the knowledge that is full of vagueness, doubt or error to make it more pakka. It does not produce the knowledge. Mananam, Nididhyasanam, etc. do not produce the knowledge.
Swamiji, Karma Kanda and Upasana, do they soften the ego, attenuate the ego to ready for sublimation?
Yeah, it readies the mind to have bhakti and shraddha. It directs you to Ishvara. Jada versus Chetana. Both Brahman, the Absolute. Both are Brahman. Yeah, ultimately everything is Brahman. So, these are just notes, I think. I don't see the question here. Yeah, both are Brahman. That which is Jada is also Brahman. That which is Chetana, of course, is Brahman. But in the beginning, we have to make this differentiation. Otherwise, Atma, Anatma mix-up is there. Therefore, first you separate in order to unite. First you have to say, this is different. Because why? The mix-up is there. Once you know that this mix-up is there, once that mix-up has been delineated and then there is no longer that sense of entanglement with the body, the mind, the senses, in that way, then the next step is to see that body is also what? Non-separate from Brahman. Mind is Brahman, body is Brahman. All other body is Brahman. Everything sentient and insentient is Brahman. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. That is what it is. Then the second one, what does it say? Anatma is a projection of Atma. Atma and Anatma are like oil and water. Yeah. So it's as though projection. Why? Because the causality that is attributed to Brahman cannot be real. If it was real, then it would be stuck in the role of cause. If it's stuck in the role of cause, then it's not limitless. Why? Just because. So, it cannot be limitless because it is cause. If it is cause, then it cannot be effect. But here, that which is free of causality, as though projects itself as the cause and as the effect also, while being neither. It's neither cause nor effect, yet all causes are because of what? Brahman. All effects are also what? Brahman. Very beautiful it is. So the causality is an as though attribute superimposed, so to speak, upon Brahman, which is free of causality. The status of being an effect is also a status that is as though superimposed upon Brahman, which is free of being both cause and effect. If it is neither cause nor effect, it is that because of which the cause exists, because of which the effect exists. It upholds the effect and the cause without becoming either. Oil and water. Yeah, this is all Satyam and Mithya. Satyam and Mithya are important because Mithya means not false. Mithya means that which is not an independent reality. This is what is Mithya. Dependent reality. And then dependent on what? Sat. Satyam. I, Atma. So Mithya is dependent on Sat. That means what? Wherever there is Mithya, there should be Sat. But you can't say it the other way around. Wherever there is Sat, Mithya should be there. Not necessarily. Wherever there is pot, what should be there? Clay should be there. But you cannot say wherever yatra clay, tatra pot. If you say that, then I will say I know where the clay is. That's what I will say. So you can't say that. In Vedanta, it's all one way. So yatra mithya, tatra sat. Adhishthana ananyat. So mithya is an indicator of sat. So mithya is non-separate from sat, but sat is not mithya. You have to know this. And when you know this, then Vedanta becomes very, very clear. Otherwise, one will be like the professor who was taught by Pujya Swamiji. And afterwards, he asked, I have only one question. I understand everything, but what is this Sat and Mithya? Yeah, in American English, any kind of T-Y-A sound, it becomes a ch sound, some kind of a English sutra perhaps, I don't know. Mithya, they say, Mithya. I don't know why they cannot say Mithya. So he asked Pujya Swamiji, you keep talking of Sat. I understand Vedanta fully, except for two terms. What are they? What are the two terms? Sat and Mithya. Satyam and Mithya. Other than these two, I understand Vedanta completely. It's like saying I understand Ramayana completely, other than Sita and Rama. Yes. So, that is that last one. How to have compassion for a person who has deliberately hurt at the workplace. Yeah, that is little difficult. Because the expression is what? Deliberately hurt, not inadvertently. So first we have to ascertain if the hurt is indeed what? Deliberate. We have to ascertain that first. And if that is indeed true, you can have a talk with them. Hey, why did you do this? What happened? Give them a chance. Hear their side. That itself is an act of compassion. Why you did this? I was minding my own business, you did this. So let's see where they come from. Let's see what they say. If they are honest, they might say, I don't know what got into me. And then it's very easy to be compassionate because there you see the person and then you see the behavior, and even though in that minute when they hurt you, the behavior and the person coalesced into one, but with your own sadhana and gaining inner space, you are able to separate the person from the behavior. You're not compassionate towards the behavior. You're critical of the behavior, but you're compassionate towards the person. So if the person is willing to admit, hey, I really don't know what happened. I lost it. I was jealous of you. Whatever the reason is, let's say they give a reason. Then it's very easy to be compassionate because they are able to separate themselves from their behavior, inviting you to do the same for them, and then you can say, okay, don't do this again. It really hurt me. It was not nice. You can say that. Of course, this is an ideal, typical scenario. Usually what will happen? I never did anything. You must be imagining it. Then it's very difficult. very difficult to be compassionate. And also we have to understand the meaning of compassion. Compassion doesn't mean that you keep on getting hurt by them. It's not compassion. Compassion is not putting yourself in the same doormat situation so they not only walk all over you but wipe their feet front and back also. That is not compassion. Compassion has to have healthy boundaries. Even though we say boundless compassion, but for that one has to be a jnani. When one is in the process of jnani, becoming a jnani, and not fully there, the compassion has to have some, you don't have to have tight boundaries, some loose boundaries must be there. So first you remove yourself from the situation and the person enough to get some clarity because you can't engage with them. And then you just tell yourself that in order to inflict hurt on somebody, that person must be so hurt. That's where you find the compassion. Because if somebody is not hurting, they will not inflict hurt on others. Why will they hurt somebody? If I'm happy, do I want to go and slap somebody or wring somebody's neck? Not at all. I'm not inclined to do that. Only when I'm unhappy, when I'm in pain, I lash out. Either overtly or covertly, I lash out. So that shows something, that in this person hurting you deliberately, they are themselves what? Hurt. They are themselves upset. Perhaps more hurt than what they caused. And where does hurt come from? Unconscious mind. Where does the unconscious mind come from? Comes from Bhagavan, gift of Bhagavan. Where all the old hurts, uninterrogated hurts are sitting, festering. That has to be resolved by seeing it as Bhagavad Prasada. Unconscious mind is a Prasada from Bhagavan, because of which you can grow to be a functional person in the world. But later on, in adulthood, the unconscious mind spews out various memories and all this, because of which one is able to resolve. Because now I have a brain, I have buddhi, I'm older, and I can understand all this. So this is so when you are able to see that this has come from their background, their unconscious mind, you don't have to know what is the background. You don't have to know, oh, were they hurt by their mother, their father, their uncle, their siblings. It doesn't matter. That there is a background is enough. That I too have a background and I could have also done something like this, if not the exact same thing. That will place us in a place of compassion. That's how it is. Okay? All right. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kashchit Asatso Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tat Sat. This can be recycled. Just put a cross on this envelope.